All right, good morning, traders. Today is June 12th, 2024. Thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning remains 532.81. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY closed with a 2-hour, that's wrong, 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend. SPY, QQQ, and SPY and QQQ made new all-time highs. FNGU made a new 2-year high. SPY, QQQ, and FNGU remain in uptrends, while IWM and Diamond Dow remain in downtrends. Diamond Dow made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish cross under the 17 EMA. IWM made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Gold and silver remain in downtrends. Gold made a higher high and a higher low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. Silver, also in a downtrend, made a lower low and a lower high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. USO, still in a downtrend, but fighting it off, made a higher high and a higher low, closing above a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. UNG, still in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. US dollar index, that's wrong, that's in an uptrend, closed near the 105.26 area. All right, so US dollar index in an uptrend. All right, let's take a look at some charts. All right, start off with SPY. We'll look at it on the daily chart first. All right, so we're gapping up in the pre-market. Yesterday's candle, okay. By the way, SPY is in an uptrend there. You can see making a higher low and a higher high. Yesterday's candle, lower low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. 2-hour chart. All right, 2-hour chart, we have price, the 3 and the 8 all over the 17. We have a bullish 2-hour stack. Okay, that's price, the 3, the 8, and the 17. Each one on top of the other one. All right, so there's a 2-hour chart. Let's take a look at the 10-minute chart. 10-minute chart, we closed with a 10-minute uptrend in the last minutes. Okay, so 10-minute, we got price, the 3, the 8, all over the 17 in an uptrend. So we got a 2-hour, we got a daily uptrend. We got a new all-time high made yesterday. We got a 2-hour uptrend, and we got a 10-minute uptrend. So we got the 2-hour stack, the 10-minute stack, everything's bullish. But we got CPI this morning. Okay, so 538.59, that is a measured move from the birthday trade. That's the breakout of the base right here. And it could be a little bit bigger because I think it all actually comes down to about 533. Could be the base, 533.70, which would extend it pretty close to 540. All right, but that is a measured move that I picked up from here. Taking it off 534.19, measuring up here once, and then duplicating that box, putting it up top there. Okay, this is the all-time high, the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price is on top of that. As long as price stays on top of that, I'm bullish. So over this all-time high anchored VWAP, I'm looking at price action as bullish. Let's take these off because I don't need them in the way. All right, so we got CPI this morning, all right? So we want green erases red on the 10-minute chart or lower, all right, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Now, they're probably going to put in an EKG and measure the heartbeat of the market, in which case they do a slam down and a quick slam up, or vice versa, slam up and then a quick slam down, then come back, kind of pause it, and then they finally find their trend. All right, don't forget we got FOMC at 2 o'clock, so we got like a double whammy today. So let's be careful. Might be a good day to kind of just sit on your hands. Just saying, if you want to. You don't have to trade. All right, so there's SPY, all right, in an uptrend. All right, so let's go back to QQQ. QQQ, new all-time high yesterday. Okay, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. QQQ in an uptrend. All right, FNGU, new 2-year high yesterday. Got a higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. FNGU in an uptrend. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow still remains in a downtrend until it breaks this low right here, 392.36. Right there, if it breaks that low, then we have an uptrend. Right now, no uptrend unless they put in a higher low and then take out this high right there. So Diamond Dow still in a downtrend. Yesterday's price action. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish cross underneath the 17 EMA. All right, let's take a look at IWM, Russell 2000, small caps, mid caps. Still in a downtrend. Yesterday's price action, let me make sure I got the right one. Right here, lower high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the falling 17 EMA. All right. So looks like this morning we had a downtrend. Looks like they're trying to break through that trend. Now they were leaning on it on Tuesday and leaning on it on Monday. All right. So looks like they're finally going to try to spike through today. That's a good sign. So there's IWM trying to buck that downtrend right there that we've had for the last couple weeks. All right, again, price action, lower low, lower high, closing under the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. In the pre-market, they are fighting off or spiking the downtrend line. So that's good news because this has been trouble for us for a while. T2122, okay? We found ourselves opening up again, just like we did the day before, in the oversold zone. Bulls threw us out, and they didn't throw us very far. Again, we made little micro higher lows and micro higher highs, and we found ourselves in the sell zone for the most part of the day. All right, still got to break this downtrend right here. Now, it looks like with the IWM, they're taking care of that this morning. It's not going to show up until some of the initial candles start coming through on T2122. T2123, okay, you can see here's yesterday's price action, a gap down, and then a kind of a bounce up. And we never filled gap on this day. Okay, that was the prior day. So yesterday, again, we came down, came back and never filled gap. So that's 2 days in a row we failed to fill gap. So the Bears have been in charge as far as the New York Stock Exchange goes, small caps and mid caps. You can see us bouncing on the midpoint once, bouncing on the midpoint twice. Good news, both times we closed on top of the midpoint. Okay, but let's remember we're underneath a falling 200 SMA. Got to get up over that, all right? Got to break the downtrend, got to break the 200 SMA. We've got to get on the reverse side of this, or the back side, and start working our way back up. All right, so that's what we're looking at now. That's T2123. T2123 3 bar. Okay, it's a little bit bigger picture because it's the 3 bar chart. Now here's the 200 SMA rising through here. This would be the spike candle. These 3 candles right here, because it's a 3 bar chart. That's 3 candles here that represent, or three of these measurements. Okay, and you can see they're all 3 were red. Again, all 3 were red. All right. This is, right here, this would be the rubber band candle. Below this, and I don't have much hope for the market, and I think that pretty much takes SPY 550 off the table. We'll see. We'll see what happens, all right? But right now, they're bouncing, so it looks like we could find ourselves somewhere near the prior day's close. Not yesterday's close, but the prior day's close. So we'll see what happens. They're fighting that off now. It's the rising 200. Like to see a V bottom, looking more like it's going to be a U bottom. This was a really extended bull flag that went on for, well, 1, 2, 3 weeks long on this pullback for small caps and mid caps here in T21.23. FNGU. All right, so here's FNGU, and we had some consolidation right up here on earlier this week and the prior week, and FNGU did quite well. Okay, I mean, I want last week I was saying I wanted it up here, okay, above this consolidation. I didn't get that. I don't get what I want, but I had to say, you know, I got to count my blessings. We're on top of the 200 SMA and consolidating right underneath this resistance line. So now you can see we broke out to the upside. So nice work on FNGU. FNGU made new 2-year high yesterday. Okay, so what I would like to see now, I would like to see price go up and either pull back to this box, show me that this support is going to hold. See, it once was resistance. Now I want to see it work as support. So I want to see price go up, pull back, and this area hold. All right, either that, or I would like to see price consolidate for, you know, maybe 3 days. 3 days would be nice. A minimum of 3 days inside this box. So I want this to consolidate over prior consolidation. Okay, good news is we're up over on the 15-minute chart. Kind of a flat 200 here. Now it's starting to hook as they made some movements yesterday to break out. So I'm looking for price action to consolidate in the box or go up high, pull back, and show me that this box is going to hold as support. So there's FNGU. Now, FNGU has been carrying the market to these new all-time highs. Just a note, all right? Because you look at the rest of the market, okay, we have been for 3 weeks melting down. Okay, the only reason we're at these all-time highs, believe it or not, is because of the 10 stocks inside the FNGU. That's it. T21.23, you can see nothing but a meltdown for the last 3 weeks. FNGU and these 10 stocks, that's how powerful they are. These 10 stocks in the FNGU have been carrying the SPY and the QQQ to new highs in this last week and some of the prior weeks too. Okay, that's unbelievable. Just 10 stocks. So really, those 10 stocks control the market, and it's not even 10 stocks because you got Snowflake, which is don't even get me started. Snowflake's like, I don't know if it's at an all-time low or what's going on. Okay, but you got Snowflake's not even working on the FNGU. All right, so there we go. All right, so really you got 9 stocks that have been holding up the market, and those 9 stocks are so heavily weighted, okay, that they can carry, I don't know how many stocks in the NYSE, maybe 10,000, 11,000, 12,000. They can carry the whole market, all right, or they can carry the whole indice. So you got the S&P 500, 500 stocks, right? 9 of them are carrying the whole indice. That's how much they're weighted. Okay, so that's FNGU. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Let's go back to the other. Let's go back to the other chart. All right. Okay, so we just did the technicals. Now you understand 9 stocks control the whole indice. That's crazy, but it is what it is. Let's go back. Let's take a look at USO. Let's take a look at energy. First one, crude oil, petroleum. Okay, so USO's been in a downtrend since probably April Fool's. Right there. You can see it's just struggling ever since. Or April 15th, tax day. Okay, either April Fool's or tax day, take your pick. We're in a downtrend on USO, crude oil, petroleum, since then, making lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Okay, you can see here's the V bottom. This is the kind of bottom I like, the V bottom. Okay, bouncing up off of here now. This is today's price action. This is yesterday's right here. So you can see yesterday's price action. Excuse me. Higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, trying to fight off that downtrend. They have to take out this 77.68, make a new high, and now they would be in an uptrend. Okay, so they got a little bit more work to do. So recently they put in 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a doji. 1, 2, red candle here. So, but really, each one making higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and today would be 6. 6 upward momentum candles. One of the 6 is red. All right, so that's USO, and the 6th one right here still hasn't even closed out. It's only pre-market. So there's USO, still in a downtrend, but fighting that off. Okay, let's take a look at UNG. UNG is in an uptrend, making a higher low and a higher high. Okay, making another higher low, needs to make a higher high, which I think it did yesterday. All right, so UNG in an uptrend, all right, with higher lows and higher highs. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. UNG in an uptrend, USO downtrend. Let's take a look at precious metals. Silver, still in a downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, yesterday's price action, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. Still in a downtrend. Gold. Making lower highs and lower lows in a downtrend. Okay, gold price action yesterday. Higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Gold. Still in a downtrend. So you got USO, which would be petroleum crude oil, downtrend, silver, downtrend, gold, downtrend. Trying to fight that off. All right, let's take a look at just a few other sectors. SMH. All right, so here's SMH putting in a brand new all-time high this morning in the pre-market. Okay, yesterday's price action, inside day. Lower high, higher low, closed inside, closed over, bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Okay, not a new all-time high yesterday, but the day before they did. This morning in the pre-market, new all-time high there on SMH. XLK, technology. This nice, pretty, beautiful looking green candle, the kind that I like to see, that was yesterday's candle. That's a new all-time high for the technology sector. Okay, so higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over a rising 17 EMA. New all-time high for XLK. SMH made a new all-time high, not yesterday, but, but the day before. All right, now let's take a look at some dogs. IYT, all right, still in a downtrend. Okay, see this, lower highs and lower lows. Okay, that's a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. Yesterday's price action, okay, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap, over a flat 17 EMA, trying to fight off this downtrend. Okay, hold on, let me take that back. This is yesterday's candle right here. Lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap under the 17 EMA, okay? Take that back. This is yesterday's candle. Okay, trying to fight off that downtrend. See if they're even past the midpoint. All right, you measure from the low up to the last high up here. Okay, from the low up to the high. See, they're struggling with this midpoint. See that? We're back underneath it here. Now, if they consolidate underneath it, that would be bullish. Okay, and move up and consolidate over to the right, that would be bullish, indicating a possible break up in the momentum. A move up, consolidate, and then we'll look for another move up. So that is bullish, but they're still not even over the midpoint. All right, let's take a look at XLF. All right, here's our financials. All right, financials are in uptrend unless they broke this low, which they did. So that put them in a downtrend. So XLF is in a downtrend. Okay, making lower highs, and it made a lower low yesterday. So XLF in a downtrend. Transports in a downtrend. Lower high, lower low, closing below, bearish trap, below the 17 EMA. All right, so, and we're showing a head and shoulders pattern. All right, let's go take a look at some other stuff. All right, first we'll look at the economic calendar this morning, 8:30. CPI is going to come out at 8:30. Petroleum report at 10:30. Like I said, it's going to be a wild and whippy day today. CPI 8:30, FOMC at 2, presser at 2:30, Treasury statement at 2. All right, so going to be a very wild day today. Tomorrow, jobless claims, PPI final demand, natural gas report, and that's about it for the rest of the week. The main event is today. It's these three. All right. Little presser at 2:30, the 2 o'clock announcement, and CPI at 8:30. We're watching inflation. Now we're watching to see if it's going to continue to tick up or if it's just going to stay kind of stop ticking up. In other words, we want it to kind of move down or move sideways. We definitely don't want it melting up inflation. All right, that's what we're looking for. So we'll see what happens with today. All right. Max pain for today is 534 again, 1 3/4 puts to every call. That's the options that expire today. Possible put squeeze. All right. Earnings calendar tonight. We're going to have Broadcom. Oracle should have reported last night. Broadcom reports tonight. 2/3 of $1 trillion right there. Thursday, we're going to have Adobe, $207 billion. They're going to report after the close tomorrow night. Other than that, there's some notable names, but nothing that's going to move the market. Like I said, they're familiar. Okay, you've heard of them before. Okay, but nothing that's really going to move the markets. Okay, that's it for the earnings calendar. So it's really a light week. If the bulls want to take this thing to 550, there's nothing to stop them other than CPI and the dollar. Speaking of the dollar, let's go take a look. All right, so here's yesterday's price action. You see that candle right there? Higher low, higher high. You know, US dollar, even though I wrote on there it's in a downtrend, it's not. It's in an uptrend because we broke this high. So US dollar is in an uptrend. Okay, the only way they break the uptrend is to take out this low right here, or create something of a higher low here, and then create a well, you know, they need to put in a zigzag, a lower high and a lower low. That's what they got to do. All right, or they got to take out this low. Okay, so U.S. dollar is in an uptrend because they broke over this high right here. See these two peaks right there and there? Well, they broke over them. Okay, so what I'd like to see is price action get underneath those peaks and not consolidate, but kind of start melting back down towards the 200. By the way, the 200 is sitting at right about 104.37. Okay, I was looking for this to become a tweezer top yesterday, but they couldn't do it. Now they're doing it. It's a little late. It's not got the same effect, the not same look, but nonetheless, they're doing it now. I'll take it. But I need price to close underneath these tops here. But I want it to close and melt and not close and consolidate. All right, if it closes and consolidate, that would be a bull flag. If it closes underneath and melts, that would be a beautiful thing for the bulls. All right, so that's it for this morning. I'm not going to take questions because I'm going to come back at 8:30. Right now, I got to set up my ladder for my Apex account. All right, so that's it right now. I'll take questions at 9 o'clock. Post them up in there, and I will take care of you. All right, so I'll be back in 30 minutes. CPI is coming out at 8:30, and I want to set up my ladder for CPI announcements. All right, traders, everybody else, I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. after we take an EKG on the market and see what happens here.